The next chapter is about to begin. Join us live every Tuesday and Thursday for brand new episodes of the American Contractor Show. Our mission is to bring you the latest tools, innovations, and knowledge to help you become the most informed contractor in your market. Knowledge is the ultimate power, and we are connecting you with the most knowledgeable minds in our industry. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. American Contractors, I hope you're ready. This one's for you.
This is Larry Bache with the Northern Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Northern Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I as a contractor appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor who's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
What's up, everybody? Lead meteorologist John Choquette here for some live coverage with the storms that have been going on. We've had quite a bit of activity here just south of Dallas and Tarrant County earlier. Last hour or so, we were actually going to be, I was debating going live a couple times, but it stayed just to the west of Waxahachie, and we had up to baseball-sized hail in Venus. And the reason why we're live here, we had a storm just recently go up like on the western sides of Dallas itself. If we zoom in, this is the main storm I'm looking at here. We have two different storms. This is the main one I really want to focus in on off over Cockrell Hill here. If we bring up the CC scope here, you can see right where we have those high reflectivities. Look how low that is. That is some very low CC. You see a lot of those greens, yellows, even a little bit of the blue showing up. That is why we're live. The storm just literally went up, and I was looking at it, and we were mapping over in the Weather Center. I said to Heather, I was like, you may have to take over mapping for me here. I think I may have to go live. And then the next frame update happened, and lo and behold, here we are. So if we actually just roll the radar back maybe 10, 15 minutes, you can actually just see that the storm went from pretty much nothing and then went and blew up right here. Boom, right there. That's where your storm is happening right now. Oh, we just got an update here. Let's see, and bring up CCs entirely and just kind of see what it looks like. Yeah, you're still seeing those low correlation coefficients, so I wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing quarter to golf ball size hail with this right now. Again, we had something fairly similar happen over to the south by Venus, one of the first storms that went up this evening in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So it's very possible that we could be getting some pretty big hail in here. If we switch back just to reflectivity, we kind of zoom in pretty close, see some of the streets in this area here. Again, this is going to be just to the west of I-35 East. And then, okay, so South Cockrell Hill Road over by West Morrill Road is all areas that are being impacted with that hail right now. Up by Wright Street, there's West Illinois Avenue. Again, all this in here, that's where you're seeing that hail. If we do the CC scope once more, you can see that we are, in fact, getting, I'm going to probably make it a little bit bigger, yeah. All this has hail in here. So you may have the areas with the higher reflectivity, so you get the pinks and the darker reds. That's where you're going to be seeing probably higher quantities of hail, but there's likely just a bunch of hail happening all over. We've had a lot of storms so far today. We're getting close to nearly 200 hail reports scattered all across the country. It's been hailing since last night, never really stopped, and we are kind of keeping an eye on things here. So it looks like I'm getting the assumption that this may be a not super nice neighborhood or something based on these comments. All right, let's go ahead and zoom back out a little bit. Let's get back out to just Dallas in general. And we had this storm here, and we also have a storm out to the north. This had some quarter-size hail over by Garland here. Let's just zoom in on this a little bit. All right, of course, this is my little So over by Garland, so it was right along 635, and it's moving to south into the east, so by Rose Hill and Rowlett right now. Let's do CC scope on this. Let's kind of take a shot at this. Looks like it might be, this one might be actually weakening a little bit here. Yeah, definitely weakening a little bit. Again, this only had about quarter size hail with it in the Garland area, right along I-635 around the loop here before we got to I-30. This one looks like it's weakening, so we can kind of zoom back out, kind of get away from this one. And it looks like your main show is going to be the storm here, again, right by Dallas. Kind of zoom back in towards it. Man, the stupid thing, these stupid little marker things keep jumping back and forth. What about Tulsa, Oklahoma area? We will check in on Tulsa in just a moment here. Let's do one more look. So this is where Route 67 and 35 East meet. Let's kind of look at those CCs once more. I know, okay, actually, you know, before we do that, let's look at this report that came in just a second ago. Anything exciting out of that is going to be fairly small. 0.8, so Dimes, Imping, and Cockrell Hill. So it's very possible that might have been from a little bit to the north of the main section of the hail. So we keep an eye on this, check on those CCs once more with this storm, and then we're going to kind of jump around here. Yeah, see a lot of CCs. So I wouldn't be surprised. This is mostly just hail falling out of the storm. We had that. Conditions were extremely favorable for hail today, and it really looks like that is what has been happening so far. So we got some inquiries about other areas. So let's kind of zoom in a little bit here, or zoom out a little bit here. Outside of just Dallas-Fort Worth itself, we can start over here. We got some storms down south of Waxahachie. We can zoom out a little bit more, and we can actually move up to the north a bit. Let's go check out over by Tulsa. I do believe I have Tulsa's radar pre-loaded here, and no, I have Oklahoma City's radar, but it looks like asking about Tulsa. At least based on Oklahoma City's radar, everything has been shifting off to the east. I know there was a tornado warning a little while ago, but it looks like that has since been lifted. So I think we are okay on that. I think Tulsa itself, you guys are probably winding down pretty quick here. I don't think there's going to be too much else of real note for severe weather in Tulsa. Oklahoma City, you guys are in the clear. I'm hearing it here. The wind has been blowing. The cold front came ripping through here pretty much right when I got back to the office this evening. And I think someone's talking about Shreveport. Let's try to go down by the Shreveport area, just kind of zoom out and head over that general way. I don't think I have a, just use the right click to like zoom in and out. I think, yeah, it looks like everything is going to be, so here's Shreveport right where the radar is at. It looks like everything is off to the south and east of Shreveport. I do not think you guys are really going to see too much hail for the rest of the day here. So it looks like this is going to be off and kind of winding down a little bit. Let's jump back over to Dallas. We're going to focus in on Dallas. I know this is what you guys are watching us for. Looks like we got another report popping up to the north right along 635. I bet that's from this storm from over here. That's probably, I'm assuming that was for quarter size hail. Yes, quarter size hail from MPing report. So that's going to be in Buckingham. So that's going to be in Dallas County. If we zoom, let's go zoom in up in that area and we can roll the radar back and kind of show them show everybody when this storm moved through. Okay, so let's query this right now. We actually managed to get a little hail marker on this bad boy. See what's showing up here. And it's showing about the potential for about $half size hail. That probability of severe hail there, that's 60%. The Titan impact's pretty low. So I'm guessing right now off of this, that's likely making dime to nickel size hail. Might not be making that quarter size hail at the moment, just south of Rowlett and in the Rose Hill area. So
we actually have M-pings coming in from the storm now for quarters.
For this one?
Yes.
Okay, so it's got quarter size hail with it. Then never mind, it's got quarter size hail coming in, so overperforming a little bit. I know these storms have been very impressive looking on radar occasionally, and then we go, it's either making a lot of hail or not so much. So it's I'll remove that indicator here for a second and see what it's doing. Let's look at the CCs here on I-30. And okay, so not as impressive as we've seen from the other storm. So I think we're probably seeing some quarter size hail in here with this. I don't think we're seeing anything too crazy significant in the Rose Hill and Rowlett areas. And I'm just going to go ahead and silence my watch for you guys. And so this is likely going to probably be weakening a little bit. Bring up the Echo Tops scope on here too? Oh, okay, just kept it on there. Okay, roll. Yeah, it's probably kind of weakening a little bit. Any chance of North Dallas playing tonight, or is it already gone east of us? Let's zoom out just a tiny bit. Oh, I'm assuming this is our quarter report that just came in and Rowlett. It's a different quarter report. Yeah, another quarter report. Yeah, so the MPing reports are coming in. Yeah, so we're getting some quarters. Pocket change in Oak Cliff. I'm assuming Oak Cliff, that's to the south, I want to say. Probably that other storm that we were looking at. We had quarter half dollar size hail as well from the storm splitting off of the main guy. That was off to the south. The biggest hail again in the Venus area we had up to baseball size hail there. Let's go ahead, let's zoom back out for Dallas itself. And you can actually see this on radar right here. Whoa, hang on. Let's just keep it in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Just bring it back to the overall view of Dallas itself. Okay, so right in here, you see all the weird fuzzy blue line. This is actually the dry line pushing through Fort Worth right now. So folks asking about the potential for certain areas. If you are to the east of this line, I think you could probably draw a dry line on here if you want. Yeah, right in there. There's your dry line. So anything to the west of this, it's gonna be windy. It's gonna dry out really quick. I don't think there's gonna be there's not gonna be anything. So you're in Denton, you're in Roanoke, Fort Worth, west of I-35. If you're west of I-35 west, you're not seeing any storms. But if you are east here, this is pretty much the storm will go up and it'll go up over just to the east. So Plano, if something were to happen, it's got to happen now. And I'm not seeing anything right now showing up. It's all the storms off to the east here and then off to the south. I saw somebody saying baseball's in Midlothian. Let's clear out the dry line. Let's kind of move to the south here over by the Waxahachie area. And heading over towards Corsicana. Midlothian's back. So yeah, the baseball size hail, that was over by the Venus area. I guess that's outskirts of Midlothian, off to the west. So there was very large hail in the area here. North Texas up by Grayson County. I'm guessing that is, I want to say, probably close to the Red River. We'll check on that in a second. Let's go down. Let's check on these two storms here. Let's start with the one that's right on Route 77. It looks like we just got a report that came in the town of Italy. These two supercells have been the ones. These are the ones that have made the biggest hail, the most hail so far. Dang, 3-inch hail. Holy cow. Yeah, 3-inch hail there in the town of Italy. Yeah, Texas. You guys got everything. You got Italy. I think you got London, Texas somewhere. You can do a whole worldwide tour here. So looking in here, yeah. So on radar, it looks kind of garbage on reflectivity. You're not seeing the deep pinks. You're not seeing a ton, this huge like screaming eagle look. But the CCs are bottoming out. It's basically just it's just hail. It's just hail falling down. Some pretty big hail coming in here. So again, we had up to a 3-inch report here in Italy. So this storm is dropping much bigger hail than what its kind of pathetic looking radar return has. So again, these are sneaky little guys. Yeah, that's right. There's a Paris, Texas as well. Yeah, so you got, again, probably baseball-sized hail in this little storm. And since reflectivity isn't super high, you're not seeing the deep, crazy pinks showing up and everything. That means you're probably seeing just occasional baseballs coming down, a little bit of rain. So almost these things are really hardcore hailers with this. And then let's see, we got a report that came in here in Blooming Grove as well. Let's see what that one is showing with this storm. I know, okay, this one had a quarter, so this one wasn't as impressive. But this guy, I mean, I know back a little ways to the north, it was making golf ball, 2-inch, tennis ball size hail, and it just keeps chugging off to the south here away from the Metroplex, of course. And that's kind of the main reason why we were checking in on this stuff in the Dallas area. You had these storms blow up. They look pretty similar to this, and we wanted to see if we were getting hail, very large in a deeply populated area. So with that, let's actually move a little bit further north. If you're just tuning in and you haven't seen what we're talking about, the main reason why we went live is we had some storms up in Dallas itself try to get its act together. Let's kind of check in on this one now just south of downtown Dallas. Let's see what we got happening here. It's not looking super crazy. Let's see what the system is trying to say. It's saying an 80% chance of severe hail, maximum hail size around golf balls. Let's look on the CCs. Let's see what we're getting out of that. And this is over by the Oak Cliff area. And we're saying reports of pocket change, which means probably up to about $half size hail. Those CCs are a little bit lower. You're getting some of the greens and yellows in here. That's what you want to see for hail. And again, these storms today have really been trying to do that. They're big time hail producers, but we haven't seen the crazy softballs or anything. We've had some 3-inch and baseball size hail south of Dallas itself, but we haven't been getting the storms to form I'm sure a lot of you guys are used to. They're forming over by Denton and kind of moving across Plano, Frisco. I mean, Lord knows we had like 7 or 8 of those in the last 6 or 7 years. So this one down by the Fruitdale area, the Oak Cliff area, looking like we had some quarter, $half size hail. I probably check some MPing reports just on my phone really fast. Not a lot. Well, I've heard that's not exactly. Let's see. Yeah, not a ton coming in. We're still getting some quarter reports coming in on. Oh, this is a new storm. Hey, let's go this one right here up by Mesquite. Just said northeast. So our storm just popped up right here. I'm getting quarter reports coming in on this right along I-30. So this is east of downtown, right in here. Gonna move this around. You can see look at that little area of lower CCs right on I-30 and whatever route this is. We'll have to kind of zoom in a little bit and check in on that. Looks like this storm, these storms are just kind of popping up here on top of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro. So on top of Fort Worth itself, or Dallas itself, and we got that report, quarter report right there, here in Dallas. So quarter-size hail now falling in Dallas along I-30, and let's kind of zoom in a little bit more right in here. I want to see what this highway is. Off to the, why is it not showing up? See I-30, and this is like Route 12 or something. I see a 12.
Like Route 12,
yeah.
South of Buckner
Boulevard, John West Road, Big Town Boulevard, all along I-30, and where Highway 80 meet. That's where you're seeing that hail again, up to quarter size. And these storms kind of going up, and they're making hail pretty quick here in East Dallas. So you can zoom a little bit back out a little bit more, kind of see what everything is showing. So you have here's 635. Okay, it's moving off to the south and east a bit more. We're now right along Highway 80. So this storm popped up, it's dropping quarter size hail, probably quarter $half size hail, the pocket change, So you get everything from dime, penny, even smaller than that, all the way up to about $half size hail along pretty much Highway 80 off to the just east of downtown Dallas. So if you just join us, zoom out a little bit, kind of get everyone's bearings straight. What storms we're looking at here. We have the storm, here's Dallas. And we got 1, 2, 3 storms that we're paying attention to within Dallas County and Rockwell County. Let's zoom in, start from south, and we'll work our way north. So we'll start down here by I-20. This is the first storm that made us go live. Looks like we had another report come in. We had 2 different reports over by Cockrell Hill here. Let's get that one up. Okay, dime size hail. What about the other one? Going to be the same one. And the quarter size hail. So we've had quarter size hail here in Hill area. This storm now near Hutchins. Here's I-20. It's so your hail core is going to be just to the north of I-20 and just south of Highway 12. Let's do a CC scope, kind of check out, see what's happening with it. See what kind of, okay, yeah, you're still dropping that hail, probably around quarter to $half size hail. CCs are really low. You're seeing a lot of hail in this, probably all different varieties of hail, pocket change hail falling with this. So that's one storm. Forney, we actually had another storm move through. It was a little north split, doing quarter to $half size hail with that, and that was a little bit earlier. We go off to the north a little bit towards Mesquite. This is the second storm that's happening, also dropping quarter to $half size hail right now along Highway 80 and 635. We do the CCs on that, kind of get an idea of where that hail's falling there. And hit the eraser a bunch of times, and then try it again. There you go. Yeah, that seems to be the trick. Yeah, so, okay, it doesn't look like as much hail with that one. Roll the radar back like a frame or two, let the scope still on there, and just kind of see. Okay, yeah. So it's okay. So there's your hail core right there. Remove the scope. I got to keep my hand on the wall here. Okay, so all right. So it's probably gonna just be really focused in just south of Highway A, right where those pink returns are. So that hail core, and not as much as it's heading towards Mesquite. And then finally up north is the third storm that we're looking at. None of these are completely crazy. There's no baseballs within them, but we are getting those quarter half dollar size hail. With this guy right along I-30, woo, flying around here. We got right along Highway 30. There's Heath, Rockwall, Garland, and they're getting the quarter reports coming in with that. Again, all these little reports here got 1-inch hail with that. Let's check out a couple of the reports here from Forney. I see like 3 of them on there. And this was from a storm a little earlier that's since died off. So that's quarters, about the one next to it. Quarters, and the one south of it. Ooh, half dollar size hail, so 1.25-inch hail. So quarter half dollar size hail in the Forney area that happened a little earlier. We got quarters here. That's going to be right along I-30, just to the southeast of Garland. Some quarters right by the Mesquite area, and then finally off to the south a little bit more, there was quarters that as well. So a lot of pocket change hail falling with this. We're not getting the huge hail. The huge hail is actually off further to the south here by the what area? It was like Italy or something, or it's Italy. So yeah, here's Corsicana. Got a storm here. This one's dropping some quarters, and then this one recently just had a 3-inch report come in with that. So the storm by Blooming Grove, this one's probably dropping quarter, half dollar size hail. We had a quarter size report coming with Blooming Grove. Let's just scope this one again over by, now we just got a radar update here. Yeah, you still got that hail falling out. Not as much as before. I think it's starting to die off, but it's still dropping out that big hail. Again, we had a 3-inch report not that long ago with this. So you're getting probably almost exclusively hail falling out of this thing, and it is dropping, probably some pretty big hail with that. Let's kind of see what the meso is showing. Is the algorithm still showing anything impressive, or is it starting to kind of die off? Yeah, it's starting to die off. So these storms are losing the battle against the cap, it looks like. When they got up, they got going, and then it looks like we moved into air that was not as conducive to have them continue to keep going. The cap can actually get some. Why is Texas getting hail so early? Like early in the day or early in the year? This is pretty normal. Time of year-wise, this is pretty normal for Texas, especially Dallas. April, that last week of March through probably the end of May is going to be your basic time frame for like Dallas-Fort Worth to have hail possible. Texas, since this is a gigantic state, you guys can get hail from as early as January to as late as really December. But like you can pretty much get it from probably about March-ish through about June-ish through the whole state. So again, this is pretty on point for time frame wise for the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I mean, I know we had a couple storms a little earlier as well with this. So let's go ahead, zoom out a little bit on here. Let's see what else we got going on across the area. So, dang, we got, are there any new reports in here? Let's just jump back into, zoom back into Dallas County a little bit. I'm thinking College Station was early for something so significant. No, actually, last year, our first 5-star map, which was up in the Chicago area in Cedar Rapids, was April 7th. So apparently this is like right on target for us here. So that first week of April really seems to have stuff kind of bubble up. Yeah, it looks like these storms aren't doing anything too crazy. Let's turn on just the national composite radar and kind of zoom out and just kind of look around, see what else is happening. We've had a lot happen today. I mean, we're probably going to break 200 hail reports for the first time this year and see. Do you know where the national composite's at? Okay, so you know where like sweeping radar and all that stuff is? Down on the lower right-hand side? Yeah, there should be. It's just under sweeping radar, and you click on it, and it'll bring up like the whole nation radar versus just like Dallas's radar and stuff. Still getting everything going here, The downside with our, it's south, it's just below sweeping radar within, I think, you see it? It's like HQ National 1 something or other. There it is. Okay, so now we can zoom out. Let's just do, let's just kind of like pull it out here. Okay, so Yeah, we had a lot of hail. You guys can see a bunch of hail happening. You actually see the center of the storm system. You got like all looping around like this. So overall, I want to say we had some storms by North Carolina. Those have since kind of petered out. We got quite a bit in Mississippi over here. Let's kind of just quickly look over in Mississippi, see if anything too wild's going on. With that, I do have Jackson's radar loaded up. So let's go down, check by Jackson, actually see some reports coming in here. I don't know if I have I actually do. Oh, look at that, man. Yeah, so we had some storms by Jackson. Let's look at a couple of these reports, see if anything. I think this is just that. Yeah, okay, these. Yeah, I need to get rid of these. No, you guys don't care about pea-size hail, right? You want to see the big stuff. Here we go. You got the ping pong ball size hail. Looks like I got a tornado warning as well over here in Rankin County. Looks like this is away from Jackson. Jackson itself's pretty focused in right here, a little bit along I-20. I think this might be a little further away from people. And the storm, I'm assuming the couplets are going to be like right here. Do velocity real fast. Okay,
It's right up on the radar. So.
Yeah, kill the scope and then just try to bring up velocity like just the whole screen. Yeah, there you go. That's why you got that tornado warning. So it's heading towards Pelahatchie, kind of going off to the north and east here. Feedback on the microphone sounds like the good. Oh, was your mic turned on or no?
It's not right now.
Oh yeah, so they can hear you probably like partially just on my microphone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So the storm's tornado warning. Little coupler right there. Hopefully we don't get a tornado down on the ground with that. Doesn't look like we have one right now. So let's jump over to Oklahoma now. Let's go bring it over to just Oklahoma City. And then I think there's some storms off to the south and east of OKC. We have down by, we had this one monster storm down by Ardmore. Looks like they had like baseball size hail. This is now on going into Texas. Let's zoom in on this one down south of Ardmore. Okay, let's check it out. I think this is, that's not I-35, so this is off to the southwest of Durant. Okay, it's 1-inch hail there in Willis, in Marshall County, 1.5. So ping pong ball size hail with that. So this looks like this is kind of petering out ahead. Looks like baseball size hail earlier south of Ardmore. And then otherwise, line of storms in southeastern sections of Oklahoma. That looks like it's... okay. It's like right over Lake Texoma. There you go. Sorry, I can't see the geography too much on here. We got the severe thunderstorm watch covering everything up. So it's like right over Lake Texoma. We can zoom out from this. I can't get a good radar return. We are far away from Oklahoma City and far away from Dallas, so it makes it so you can't see anything too great with that. You can kind of zoom back out. And then we have a pretty intense squall line starting to form up here in southeastern Oklahoma. The hail has kind of stopped as it's heading towards McAllister and Atoka, and this is going to race to the south and east, become probably a pretty potent wind threat heading into southeastern Oklahoma, parts of the Texarkana, Shreveport, down a few hours down the line. So we'll be keeping an eye on this for primarily a wind threat, not so much a hail threat. I think the hail threat in Oklahoma is really starting to wind down as everything's congealing together into a line. You don't want to see a line of storms, you want to see big hail. We'll jump back to Dallas. I know we're going all over the place, just kind of covering our bases here. Had all kinds of activity today, and it looks like things are starting to wind down a tiny bit in Dallas. We can just do one quick check of the southern storm again. I do see the little hail with that currently, and this is starting to peter out over here by Hutchins and Seaganville. Do a CC scope just one last time, just kind of check in on it real fast. Okay, it's still showing that near golf ball size hail, and yeah, it's much smaller. The area of low CCs in here where my hand's at, much smaller than what we'd seen earlier. So I think this storm is starting to kind of fizzle away a little bit as what time is it now? It's about 8:30. Sun's going down. The cap may be beginning to win this battle a little bit here. Jump further a little bit north, that storm north of here, and Yeah, we're by Heath. Looks like this is also starting to kind of wind down a little bit. Probably, again, just maybe some quarters with it here in Rockwall County. And with that, guys, I think we're going to kind of wind it down here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for our sponsors, C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, and Balance Claims. You guys saw all their great stuff at the beginning of the video for making all of this possible. I'm going to wrap it up. You can check us out on all our social media pages on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all that sweet stuff. Follow our page, hit See First on Facebook, especially if we have any other activity that happens a little bit later. And you can give us a call, 855-334-4245. We will answer the phone pretty much whenever storms are happening or afterwards. Get you guys off to the races here. We had a 5-star map yesterday across College Station. Big time surprise storm, big time storm. You guys go after that, especially your Texas A&M fans. Emails, info@hailtrace.com and our website, hailtrace.com. We'll see you the next one. Have a great rest of your Friday.